Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the battery of the Pixel Watch and how you can extend the battery life and use it longer. In order to extend the battery life, first we need to know the hardware and then we can move forward to the software aspect. Pixel Watch has a big battery life and as advertised by Google, it can only survive 24-hour usage. The battery size is 294 milliamp hour, which is kinda in the same range of the other smartwatches in this size, and it has an old processor from Samsung with 10 nanometer chip. Luckily the watch supports fast charging and it can reach 50% of its capacity in only 30 minutes. You can't do that much with the hardware and you have to live with it. But what you can control is the software aspect, which I did an extensive experiment to find out how much each feature of the watch consumes. And I want to share this experiment results with you guys here. So let's just get into it. First, I want to show you guys the features that this watch has, and we can control them to save battery. Of course, the first thing that you can do to save a battery is to turn on the battery saver. Just swipe down from the home and then you guys see the battery icon there. You go to the extended settings and then you can turn on the battery saver. In this case, the tilt to wake and always on display will turn off. Actually, it doesn't do anything more than that. So it is a really weak battery saver. So there is no difference if you just go by yourself and turn off these two features. So if you turn on the always on display, as the name indicates, when you're not using the watch, it's in idle, you will still see the watch face there and also the notification point down there that you know that there is a notification there for you waiting. The next feature which you can also control is the tilt to wake. In order to turn on or turn off this feature, you just need to go to the settings, go to the gestures, and in the gestures, you will find the option to turn on and turn off this feature. And as the name indicates again, when you tilt your wrist, the watch will be activated. Here it's a little bit hard to activate it because it's not on my wrist, so it's a little bit hard to turn it the way it should be. But now sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but when it's on your wrist it always works, and I realized that it has no problem. Now it works actually properly. Another feature that you can turn on and off is the touch gesture on the screen here. So you can deactivate the touch screen here and use the Chrome there to navigate through the system, but I personally do not recommend to do it throughout the day. Maybe at the night time you can go and activate the sleep mode, and in the sleep mode the touch gesture will be also deactivated. Tilt to wake and always on display will be deactivated, and also the alarms and notifications will be also deactivated. Just the priority options from the notification will go through, the rest will be filtered. For the test that I did here, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and auto brightness are always turned on. These are the main features of any smartwatch, so I don't want to turn them off. Another feature that you can turn on and off is the location. To do so, you just need to go to the settings and find the location and turn it on and off. Based on my findings in this experiment, as long as you don't use the GPS tracking for navigation or workout, the background location services do not consume any extra energy. It's important to define the test environment which I use this smartwatch. First, I use the device, this smartwatch, only for 12 hours period for each different cases. I had a light usage. That means that I check the time, I check the notification, I check the weather, I check the steps, and also checked my heart rate. I didn't use the Pixel Watch to connect to a Bluetooth device and listen to music offline. I didn't use GPS tracking within application. So let's talk about the results now. Here in this chart, you guys see the 12-hour usage of this Pixel Watch in different cases. Case 1 is the default settings that it was delivered out of the box. Case 2 is the battery saver. Case 3 is the manually to turn off the tilt and always on display. Case 4 is also manual, just to turn off the tilt, and case 5 is to turn on the tilt and always on display, and case 6 is the sleep mode. And of course on the right side you see the remaining battery after 12 hours in each case here. And as it was expected, case 5, where tilt and always on display, both of them are turned on, we have the most battery consumption with 63% in 12 hours, and only 37% was remained. Obviously I extended the results to 24 hours. It's a linear extension of the results, just multiplying by 2. And here you guys see that the best case to save the battery is the sleep mode actually here. So you can have at 24 hours, you can have 44% still left, and you can use it till 43 hours. Then it's quite impressive that you can reach that with the sleep mode and not with the battery saver. That's a weird thing. With the battery saver you can only reach 36 hours, and after 24 hours only 34% is remained on your smartwatch. And surprisingly, if you compare the case 1 to case 4, you guys clearly see that always on display consumes less power and less energy compared to the tilt to wake feature. I really didn't expect that. Let's now talk about some of the other features of the watch and see how much battery they consume. I use 3 cases here. I firstly use the YouTube music with offline music playing and connected with a Bluetooth to my Pixel Buds. And in this case, in 1 hour of usage, I lost 14% of the battery. Next, I did a running with GPS tracking turned on, and in this case, I lost 10% of the battery. And one thing that you should know, that when you turn on the activity in the Fitbit, it automatically turns on the always on display. An exercise without the GPS didn't use that much of the energy, but as I said, it all turns on this always on display, and because of that you have some extra battery consumption. Here I tried to find out the best usage for 24 hours for this Pixel watch that would fit some of the people who want to track their sleep, use at least one of the features of always on display or the tilt to wake, and also do 1 hour of sport like go running with GPS tracking, and also play to music during this running period. You can do 8 hours of the sleep tracking with the sleep mode turned on. For the rest of the day, 16 hours. You can do 1 hour of sport with GPS tracking, and also listening to the YouTube music offline using Pixel Watch and also your Bluetooth headphones. And most importantly, you can use the always on display during this 16 hours. But you can't use tilt to wake feature as it consumes more energy compared to the always on. So the main findings of this experiment is that sleep mode saves more battery than if you switch on the battery saver, and always on display consumes less energy than tilt to wake. You can save 12% of the battery in 24 hours if you use always on display instead of the tilt to wake. And if you switch both of them off, you can save 30% in 24 hours. Google needs to bring some battery saving features to the Pixel Watch. First thing first, the user should have the possibility to change the heart rate measurement intervals. Now it is fixed to every single second, and that consumes a lot of energy and reduces the battery life. Next, Google needs to add extended battery saving option here. Like, for example, I have the Samsung Gear Sport next to me. It has 3 different battery saving modes. One is the normal mode that you use the watch, then it has the battery saver, which doubles the battery from 2 to 3 days to 4 5 days, and then it has the only watch mode. So if you're running completely out of the juice, so you can just turn on the only watch mode. So actually that was it for this video. I hope that the video was like helpful for you guys to understand how you can save some batteries with different features. And in future, if Google releases new software with some features that can save the battery, I will for sure make a video about it and talk about it. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for those videos. So that was it, and hope to catch you guys in the next one.